Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. As I explained in my previous videos, Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk have been leading the booming obesity market. But recently, we've started to see a clear contrast in how the market values these two companies. Eli Lilly continues to dominate, it's now the most valuable pharma company in the world, and its stock remains near all-time highs. On the other hand, Novo Nordisk has slipped from the third to the fourth spot in market cap rankings, and its stock price has been trending downward since its peak. So, what's going on with Novo? Is this the beginning of a bigger decline, or could it be a temporary setback before another big run? If you're investing in the obesity space, or thinking about jumping in, this is a must-watch. Understanding what's happening with the leaders like Novo and Lilly can give you an edge when targeting high-potential small to mid-cap biotechs. Let's get into it. Before we dive in, let me quickly introduce myself. I have a PhD in science and over 20 years of experience in pharma R&D, working for one of the largest companies in the world. On this channel, I break down biotech and pharma investing through a science-first lens. If that's what you're looking for, you're in the right place. I post whenever there's a major opportunity in the biotech space, so if you don't want to miss out, hit that subscribe button. It's free, and you might just catch the next big winner. As I mentioned in a previous video, Novo Nordisk has been a leading force in the obesity drug space. They helped turn obesity treatment into a mainstream blockbuster market with semaglutide. But now, things are shifting. Eli Lilly is catching up fast, and honestly, it looks like they're about to overtake Novo in sales. Novo may still be ahead, but the momentum is clearly with Lilly right now. I wouldn't be surprised if Novo is feeling the strong pressure. So in this video, I want to take a closer look at what's going on inside Novo Nordisk, and how they're responding to this rising competition. This video will also help you decide whether staying invested in Novo still makes sense. So stick around until the end. Let's start with where things stand in the injectable drug market. Wegovy, Novo's flagship obesity drug, is a GLP-1 agonist, designed to mimic a hormone that helps control appetite. It had an outstanding year in 2024, with sales jumping from $4.5 billion in 2023 to $8 billion, nearly doubling in just 1 year. It delivers an average weight loss of 14.9% over 68 weeks. But Eli Lilly's new drug, Zepbound, approved in late 2023, is already gaining serious traction. It combines GLP-1 and another hormone target called GIP, which together appear to boost the overall effect on weight loss. That dual mechanism delivers superior efficacy, 22.5% weight loss over 72 weeks, a significant improvement over Wegovy. Novo's drug targets only one pathway, while Lilly's is hitting two, and in this case, that makes a real difference. And here's the most striking part, Zepbound made nearly $5 billion in its first full year on the market, despite supply constraints. Honestly, I've rarely seen a drug generate that kind of revenue in year one. If Lilly manages to scale up manufacturing as planned, we could see those numbers rise dramatically. This difference in efficacy, combined with Lilly's growth potential, is one major reason why Novo is now under pressure to respond. And while the injectable market is already competitive, the race is heating up even more in the oral obesity drug space, which could be the next big battleground. And in that race, I believe Novo is falling behind in 3 key areas. But what exactly are they? Let's take a closer look. So, the first challenge for Novo is in manufacturing. I explained this in more detail in a previous video, but here's the short version. Novo is trying to turn its injectable obesity drug, semaglutide, the same active ingredient used in Wegovy, into an oral version. To make that possible, they rely on a special formulation technology. The issue is that semaglutide is a relatively large peptide, which is inherently difficult to synthesize and formulate as a pill. In contrast, Lilly is taking a very different approach. Instead of modifying peptides, they're developing a traditional small molecule GLP-1 agonist. Since it's a small molecule, it's much easier and cheaper to manufacture, and it doesn't require any special formulation. That puts Novo at a disadvantage, especially when it comes to scaling up and competing on cost. The second challenge for Novo is convenience. Their current approach to oral GLP-1, using semaglutide, requires patients to take the pill on an empty stomach, and then wait at least 30 minutes before eating or drinking anything. That may not sound like a big deal at first, but for patients trying to manage their weight long term, this kind of strict routine can be difficult to maintain. In contrast, Lilly is developing an oral GLP-1 that could be taken more easily, without the same fasting restrictions. That could make a big difference in terms of convenience and patient adherence, especially in a chronic condition like obesity, where long-term commitment is key. Alright, let's move on to the third and final challenge. And finally, the third challenge for Novo is all about efficacy. We've already looked at manufacturing and convenience. But what if Lilly not only clears those hurdles, but also delivers better results on weight loss? Novo has already published Phase 3 data for its oral semaglutide, showing 15.1% weight loss over 68 weeks. That data came out back in May 2023, but as far as I can tell, the drug still hasn't reached the market. It might just be part of the normal regulatory process, but honestly, it does feel like things are moving a bit slowly. Meanwhile, Lilly's oral GLP-1 candidate is looking increasingly strong. In Phase 2, it showed 12.6% weight loss after just 26 weeks, less than half the treatment duration of Novo's trial. And for patients, especially those with severe, life-threatening obesity, time matters. The faster the weight comes off, the better the outlook. Lilly's CEO has even stated publicly that they're aiming for regulatory approval as early as 2026, a bold timeline that shows how confident they are in this program. And with Phase 3 data expected soon, there's a real chance Lilly's drug could outperform Novo's, especially if the effect continues to build over time. So when it comes to oral drugs, Novo might actually be falling behind across the board. So let's recap. In the oral GLP-1 space, Novo is now facing serious challenges on all three fronts. Manufacturing cost? Lilly's small molecule approach makes it cheaper to produce. Convenience? Lilly's pill is designed to be taken without any strict fasting requirements. Efficacy? Even with a shorter trial duration, Lilly's early data looks incredibly promising. In short, if nothing changes, Novo risks falling behind completely in the oral obesity drug market. But here's the twist, Novo isn't just sitting back. They're getting ready to strike back with three powerful assets, CagriSema, Amycretin, and UBT251. These next-generation candidates could reshape the battlefield once again, and Novo's future may depend on them. Are they enough to reclaim the lead? Can Novo pull off a comeback? That's exactly what I'll be breaking down in my next video. So if you want to stay ahead of the curve, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next one.